It's all in our hands, this life of time that's given to us all. It gathers round each night, each morn. We watch it pass and grow. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. With every field and rising sea.
Good morning, and to a very sleepy Arromanches this morning. Day 3 of the D-Day tour. So this is where I stayed last night, at Hotel de Normandy. So I'm here 3 nights in total. Had a very good sleep last night. I was absolutely knackered by the time I arrived last night, as you can probably tell. But I'm stood in the Parc de June 6th here in Arromanches, also known as Port Winston. As I mentioned last night, out at sea there you can see the remains of the Mulberry Harbour, which they used to get the equipment back onto the mainland, so the big ships would come out there. And then there was those pontoons that I showed you yesterday that they drove over to bring the stuff ashore. I saw some stats somewhere that how many million tons of supplies they brought ashore here, and it's rather a lot. An artillery piece here, I think it's a 4-pounder. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I know that's a half track. It's actually smaller than what you think. You see them on the movies and things and think they're quite big. That's no, it's not really. And here is the beach itself. The pontoons, the dock. This one here is the closest one you can get to. I'll walk down in a bit onto the beach, and but they've left it here as a memorial. I believe the other side of the ones you can see out at sea, there's some sunken ships which they use to protect it from the storms that you do get here. There was actually another one exactly the same as this at the Utah beach, and they lost it in a storm 2 weeks after D-Day. So these are anchored to the seabed. They ain't going anywhere. As you can see, I'm not in my cycling kit. My legs are absolutely battered from towing those panniers around. Though there's not a lot in them, it just seems to weigh a ton. And this is a museum. I saw the lady must be opening up soon. It's still quite early. It's only like sort of 20 past 9 in the morning. Oh, I better watch where I'm going down these steps. Yeah, so I was saying, my legs are battered, so I'm gonna have a bit of an easy day. And this is a tour, you know. It's all about experiences, rather than how fast and how far I can go. This is riding my bike without feeling like I'm on some epic physical journey. And now out onto the beach, looking back east to Westrium, Juno Beach. So this is Gold Beach that we're looking at. So there was 2 British beaches, a Canadian beach and 2 American beaches. This is the British one. Juno was the Canadians, and then Sword was the other British beach. I mean, what struck me yesterday when I was coming up was you could see why they chose this stretch of coastline, because it's quite a flat beach, if that makes sense. It's not steeply raked away from the sea. I mean, that's huge. Now I've got closer to it. That's huge. And they towed all of this back from Glasgow, where they made them. You see those that are stacked up on the beach, the smaller ones, are what the pontoons would attach to, and then go all the way out to there, where the water is deep enough for the big ships. Once the deep water port was free, the Havre, which is, I don't know, 40 miles to the east. Cherbourg is round the peninsula to our west. So yeah, they were too heavily defended to tackle on D-Day itself. And in fact, I was watching a video last night. The Allies only achieved 1 or 2 of their objectives on D-Day itself. Caen took 6 weeks to fall, and it was only 7 miles from Westrium, where you saw me yesterday. I believe there was a counter-attack on the 6th of June, but only one, because Rommel who was in charge of the defences in this part of the world, was back in Germany.
With every field and rising sea, can hear the sounds of all, and with every change we'll always be where hope's not lost but found. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands.
So I'm now stood by one of the pontoons here, and although it's got holes in it now, you can kind of see how it works. It's steel and concrete with voids in, so it floats. Yeah, these are the small ones, so you can imagine what those big stuff's like. Oh, let me get around that side of it because of the water. That's better. They're blocking the wind. The wind is actually quite biting, for want of a better description. But yes, they're all full of holes now. So you can kind of see how they work. The roadway would have been, which is like that over there, would have been bolted to the top of these, and then they would have gone out over in the distance. So I walked up the ramp from over there to have a look at this pontoon here. I mean, this one's not in as good a condition as what we saw on the side of the road yesterday, but it's been attacked by the sea air by the looks of it. Needs a bit of love and attention. There's a plaque on there. Let's go and have a read what it says. Oh, it's apologies. It's in French. I can't read it. There's a little bulldozer thing on here. Okay, so this was designed by Alan Beckett. It was a component of the floating roadways, which attaches to those things I was just stood at, which connected the unloading piers to the shore. This span is 80 feet long and weighs 28 tons. The floating roadways rested on steel or concrete floats, which is what was down there. So that's concrete floats, and you can see the roadway there. To think this was all sort of brought across the channel, which is what I did yesterday. Oh, and a few souvenir shops down here. This is a museum, by the way. That was there was a huge group of. Well, I think they've got a few problems there. It looks like they've hit the water main. It's going down into that drain across the road there. I'm going to have a wander up there in a bit where the tank is, which is where I came down from yesterday, from the monument thing. But, yes, it's not overly warm again today. I was hoping it was going to be a bit warmer. Never mind. Anyway, pick you up in a bit. So Alan Beckett, who invented these floating roadways, there was a problem with anchoring them to the seabed out at sea there, and he designed this. I was just reading it at the same time, and they're called a kite anchor, and that's what the floating things out there were attached to the bottom of the sea to stop them from moving around as tanks and equipment basically came ashore. So there's some gift shops. I don't think they'd let me on the ship with that. Anyway, let's go and have a walk up the hill. While looking back down into town there, the gift shops I've just been in, just walked up the road here, and here's an M4 Sherman memorial. Again, it's smaller than what you think. I mean, these were designed for mass production. You know, bang them out as fast as you can. I mean, the Axis, or the German tanks, were far better, but you could just make more of these faster. It wasn't until I was looking at the video that I realised what these represented. And this is the soldier coming out of the sick waves. There are multiple school parties here, and I'm going to look like a certain TV presenter, so I'll put the camera away for a bit. Photograph is a really good way of explaining what I was saying when I was down in town. So you've got the roadway there on top of the float, and the roadway is what's there. Has brightened up quite a lot. There's a memorial to the Royal Engineers who put this all together. I find out where everybody comes. It was absolutely packed earlier, and I was going to put the drone up, and I couldn't because there was too many people. But there's another photograph there. The soldiers coming ashore. Anyway, I gotta keep talking because that lady's doing a cover of John Lennon's Imagine. I walk down here so you can't hear it and I don't get a copyright strike. See, this would have had a gun on at the top of it at some point. Actually, I'm wondering if that was deeper. That looks like a filled-in doorway there. There's obviously something on the top here. Oh wow, this view. I'm not going to... They've put all razor wire to stop people getting on the edge, which is fair enough, because I'm sure somebody would hurt themselves. So as part of my lazy day, I'm a little around Arromanches. I've come back to the hotel room and so I'm having a cup of coffee, a chill out, and I might go down for a beer in a bit. So tomorrow I'm doing about 40 miles, so I'm back out on the bike tomorrow, and I think I might see, what I can do. If I look at my plans on my phone here. Sorry, they're digging the road up outside if you can hear that. I should have had this ready when I spoke to you. That's what we want. Save routes. Oh no, not that one. Day 2, I think it was. Yes, so tomorrow my plan is to go to Pont du Hoc. There and back's 47.8 miles, 1,500 feet of climbing, so it'll probably be nearer 2,000 because Komoot always underplays it. Don't know if you use Komoot. I've always gotten all right with it. It has a funny now and again. I've not found one that's perfect yet. I mean, I've got an account with GPS and what have you, and Strava, and you can route plan on those as well. I just kind of got used to using commute. Anyway, the reason I brought that up is that I see DC Rainmaker said that they've been bought out by something Spoons, and I can't remember the name of them. So we'll see how that goes. Good morning, welcome to day 4 of the Normandy trip, and you just find me on the edge of town now. I'm back to normal today, going out for a ride on the bike. And as you can see, I've got a bit of a bike path which I can see starts up here, and I can already see defensive gun emplacements up there. So yes, the historic stuff immediately begins. But yeah, I had a good night's sleep. My legs don't feel too bad today actually, so I think I did the right thing in there. Just having a bit of a walk around town yesterday. Had a walk down the beach and that sort of thing. Just walk up here. This house here. Talk about looking like it's haunted. Anyway, yes, so there's plenty of bike paths here. That's makes it traffic free, so that's good. At the moment, it hasn't gone sunny. It's meant to later on, and which is pretty much what it did. Yesterday, it was actually quite warm once the sun came out. There's the Mulberry Harbour out there. There's not a lot of wind today either, so you can't tell where the sea ends and the sky starts. As you can see, the defensive positions here. We're going to go up onto the top. It zigzags up. This is apparently Tracy Summer. Anyway, today's destination, Pont du Hoc, made famous by the American Rangers. Had to climb up the cliffs there. So it's 20 miles. So it's 20 miles there, 20 miles back. Could do a similar distance tomorrow, maybe a little bit less. Then we're back on the ferry again tomorrow night. So it's only a quick couple of days here, 4 days. Oh. So looking back down onto Arromanches behind me, it's in a natural bowl, as you would expect with most seaside towns. You can see the 360 cinema and the hordes of visitors up there from the coaches that turned up. You can see like a long line of ants across the ridge there. Yeah, and this is kind of the nice way out of town really. I haven't gone very far at all so far, but I walked up this path, and yeah, I'm hoping the weather picks up today later on. I mean, the sun is looking like it's going to come out, so that'd be good. Had a bit of an issue with my my mic not wanting to reconnect to the camera there, and I stood there for 5 minutes trying to get it to work, but it's now sorted itself out, so c'est la vie. So as you climb away from the sea, the countryside just is mildly rolling. It's rather nice. I really don't know what's going on with my mic. It won't connect again. Whew. There's something going on up here because yes, I remember there's a gun emplacement, and I think there's a coach just pulled up there, and the story is that HMS Ajax took one out from 6 miles away and hit the breech of the gun from 6 miles away, and that's before GPS and computers and what have you. I mean, that is an impressive shot. You can see the gun emplacements over there. There was 4, and they were naval guns, and they were basically pressed into service for defence of, you know, the Atlantic War, because by 1944 the Kriegsmarine had been taken out of the war, so they weren't building ships, and they had these guns and they put them in emplacements like this. They weren't really suitable for what they wanted, really, but it made it look good, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's crack on. These lanes remind me of back home. It's like it's a Shurston way, you know. I was coming along there back there, and I was thinking, doesn't it feel completely different now I'm not towing a couple of panniers full of only me clothes and I haven't brought that much, and the difference is like night and day. I think that's a reflection on my general state of fitness, to be honest. And it's a proper rabbit warren of minor roads like this. Loving it, loving it. Well, you now find me by Omaha Beach, where the Americans came ashore, and I'm not far from Pont du Hoc, my destination now. And just come up around the corner here, and there's a museum. Outside the museum is this Sherman tank. Not quite in as good condition as the one in Arromanches. However, if I come down here, you can see this one has been taken out, and the armour has been pierced, and you can see inside. So unfortunately, whoever was in there at the time would have perished. Yeah, AM4A4 Sherman. Yeah, so basically the sign here basically says that compared to a Tiger tank, this armour was quite light. Therefore, it was easily penetrated, as you can see from the two. There's even some up by the gun there. It saw some action, this did. And again, there's some more guns. I'm not going to go into the museum, I don't think. Not on this trip. I might come back and do the on the touring bike and what have you, and spend a week here instead of, you know, a couple of days. But it's certainly whetted my appetite, that's for sure. Anyway, we're off down this way. can see the anti-tank defences there. And there's some exhibits inside. There's some lights. So we're showing up in. Oh, there's another one of those butterfly anchors. Same as we saw at Arromanches. It's an artillery piece. Well, there's several. Well, that's the 88mm again. It's very distinctive. I'm not an expert on such things, but yes, yeah, that was used for anti-aircraft and anti-tank by the Axis forces. Oh, there's a ship's anchor there as well. I can see in the grass. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, I'm now at Pont du Hoc, and I'm at the memorial centre, the visitor centre, which isn't open, so I'm not able to go in. But as you can see, the stars and stripes flying over there. So this is funded by the American Battle Monuments Commission. And it is immaculate. It's kept immaculately. I'm not allowed to use my bike down to there's a viewpoint down there, which is a shame, but I'm not going to leave it there. Though I have locked it. Yeah, I'm just going to stand here instead for a few moments, just to do a bit of quiet reflection of all the chaps that paid the ultimate sacrifice on that day. Fair way back to Arromanches now, but I was just looking at this field of I'm not sure what. It's nice now the sun's come out. I was looking a bit bleak again a bit further back, and I was like, okay, it's going to be one of them days, but no, it's as you can see, it's become sunny. That looks like some sort of cabbage or something like that on those lines. I'm terrible at crops. Oh. I haven't stopped anywhere yet for a coffee or anything, mainly because there hasn't been anywhere. I slipped up a bit with my route planning there. I was going to do you know, a bit of a different route back, but I think I'm just going to well, I am just running back the way I came out, so it's an out and back sort of route. going to be getting on for 50 mile by the time I get back, so you know, not too shabby. I don't want to do too much today and tomorrow because I'm going to ride back on Friday, so I got a 100 miler then with those ready panniers on. It's just so peaceful. Just what I needed. Well, you might be able to hear the skylark, but I'm assuming that's what it is. But look at this, for an effect. I mean, I think this has been played reasonably recently, and it's, I mean, is that it drying out? We're looking back to the battery that we went to earlier. It was closed. I was going to see if there was a cafe in there. There's nothing. It's closed completely. That's the second thing I've been to today has been closed. So I'm glad I'm not a million miles away from Arromanches now, because I'm in need of a drink and something to eat. So that's Arromanches below now. We're back at the top of the climb we came out first thing, and the fog's gone a little bit, so you got a bit of visibility now. I can see for about 4 or 5 miles, so that's good, because it's been like a bit pants really. I should have to come back a different time of the year maybe. But then again, it's going to be really busy then, so hence why I tend to pick coming over this time of year, and it's cheaper as well. I was looking last November. I nearly came there last November, decided against it, and it was probably for the best. And the hotel I'm staying in, it was the same price for a week as what it is for 3 nights in November. God, I just feel so relaxed. Anyway, what's the scores on the doors? Let's have a look. 44 miles, that's all right. Uh, 2,000 feet of climbing, so that's all right. It's all a little. Once we were at the top of here, there was one climb really. The rest of it is all sort of gently rolling, you know. Oh. I feel a little bit of warmth in that sun now as well. So looking forward to the summer. I need to really ride my bike a lot more than what I've been doing the last few months. I really do. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, that was 45 miles in the end. As you can see, the weather is now completely blue sky. Yeah, it was a good day out. Enjoyed that. Not too difficult. Got back at sort of 3:30. I was quite surprised at the time, but that's fine because I was messing around with this, that, and the other. Anyway, that's it from today. Not a lot really else to talk about. Checking out in the morning, and then yeah, I'll probably pick you up in the morning.